Every day, millions of fresh banknotes are printed in the United States. Even in a digital age, physical money is still being made in massive quantities. But before we get into the high-tech machines and secret inks, let's rewind a bit. Long before cash and green ink, people bartered grain, tools, livestock. Then came metal coins, shiny, heavy, and valuable. During the American Civil War, paper money made its big debut. Soldiers were paid in greenbacks, and the U.S. began printing currency in bulk. Then, in 1913, the Federal Reserve was born, the brain of our banking system. Back then, each dollar was backed by gold or silver. But by the 1970s, we shifted to what's called a fiat system. That means today's money has value because we trust the government behind it, not because it's backed by precious metals. So how's a dollar actually made? It starts with design, not on a laptop, but carved by master engravers. Every line in Lincoln's beard or Franklin's face is hand-cut with surgical precision. It's art, and also a key defense against counterfeiting. That's why modern bills are packed with security. Watermarks, microprinting, hidden threads, and ink that changes color. Next comes the paper. It's not regular stuff. It's a special blend. 75% cotton, 25% linen. That's what gives money its tough, almost cloth-like feel. Red and blue fibers are woven into it, and only one company makes it, Crane Currency in Massachusetts. Blank sheets go through offset printing, which lays down background colors. Then comes intaglio printing, machines pressing each sheet with 20 tons of force. That creates raised ink you can feel with your fingers, another anti-counterfeit trick. Next, each bill gets its identity, a green treasury seal and a unique serial number that shows where and when it was printed. It's like a birth certificate for money. Before going out into the world, every bill is scanned by high-speed cameras. If a print is off, it gets tossed. The perfect ones are cut, stacked into bricks of 100, and shipped to Federal Reserve banks, ready to enter circulation. A $20 bill lasts about 6.5 years before it's worn out. So that's the life of a dollar. Designed, pressed, inspected, and finally, spent. So if today's money isn't backed by gold, where's the gold? And what happens to it once it's pulled from the earth? Let's rewind again, this time to 1799, when a 17-pound gold nugget was found in North Carolina. That single rock kicked off America's first gold rush. But the real frenzy came in 1848, when gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill in California. Suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of the action. The U.S. opened mint branches in places like Denver and San Francisco just to keep up. For decades, American money was backed by physical gold. That changed in 1933, when President Roosevelt restricted private gold ownership and pulled gold coins out of circulation. Then, in 1971, Nixon officially ended the gold standard, cutting the final tie between the dollar and gold. From that point on, gold became a commodity, not a currency anchor. So how is gold actually mined and transformed into those shiny bars? It all starts with exploration. Geologists use satellites, maps, and soil samples to locate gold deposits. Once a promising spot is found, the land is drilled and blasted either by open pit mining or underground tunnels. Here's the surprising part. Gold is incredibly rare. On average, 1 ton of rock yields less than an ounce of gold. So after the rock is crushed down into powder, it's treated with cyanide or separated using gravity. It's a dirty business with serious environmental risks, but it's how most gold is extracted today. The powder eventually becomes a doré bar, a rough blend of gold and other metals. These bars head to a refinery, where they're melted in a 2,000-degree Fahrenheit furnace, then purified into 99.99% pure gold. The final product is poured into molds, stamped with its weight, purity, and a unique serial number. Now it's ready to become a bank reserve, a circuit board, or a wedding ring. Speaking of reserves, Fort Knox is real. It holds about half of America's official gold stash. But here's a fun fact. If you gathered all the gold ever mined in human history, it would fit into a cube just 23 meters on each side. That's it, all the gold in the world. And in terms of production, Nevada dominates US gold mining, accounting for over 70% of the nation's output. The largest nugget ever found is over 150 pounds, a literal chunk of fortune. Now let's move on to passports. It's just a little booklet, maybe tucked in your drawer or buried in your backpack. But a passport is one of the most powerful documents you can own. The idea of a passport isn't new. In fact, it goes back over 2,000 years. In ancient Persia, kings issued written letters granting travelers safe passage through hostile lands. During the Middle Ages, nobles and traders carried similar documents, proving who they were and where they were allowed to go. But it wasn't until the rise of nation-states in the 19th century that passports became standardized tools of identity. Then came World War I, and suddenly, borders slammed shut. Countries needed stricter control over who was coming and going. That led to the first international passport guidelines under the League of Nations, setting the stage for the modern passport system we know today. Fast forward to the 1980s. Welcome to the tech era. The machine-readable zone, that funky string of letters and numbers at the bottom of your passport, made processing faster and more secure. Then came biometric passports, which now include microchips, UV ink, holograms, and even facial recognition data, all packed into just a few pages. Modern passports are basically mini computers wrapped in leather. But before you can jet set across the globe, you have to get one. The process starts with collecting your biographic and biometric data, birth certificates, photos, fingerprints, and sometimes even an interview. Once you're approved, your info is sent to a high-security printing facility. That's where the magic happens. The passport is built with tamper-proof paper, embedded threads, watermarks, and sometimes even RFID chips in the back cover. Each page is designed to be nearly impossible to forge. The document is then stitched, bound, and encoded. Your digital identity now embedded in an unassuming little book. Next comes inspection. Every finished passport is double-checked, scanned, and verified before being mailed out or made available for pickup. Standard processing takes 1 to 6 weeks, but expedited options can turn things around in 24 to 72 hours. Most passports last between 5 and 10 years, depending on your age and country of issue. And here's a fun stat. Not all passports are equal. As of May 2025, Singapore holds the world's most powerful passport, granting access to 195 countries visa-free. The US ranks 10th with access to 185 countries, while Ireland ranks high on digital nomad-friendly lists. So yes, it's just a booklet, but it can open the whole world. And just like currency or gold, it's built on trust, security, and a whole lot of hidden tech. Everything we carry, spend, or show at the border has a story behind it. If you enjoyed the journey, hit like and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes deep dives.